Hey guys, we're going 3-gun shooting today on this episode of GI TV. What we have here is the Lance Tactical Gen 2 Interceptor SPR. So it has a full-length M-LOK rail up front. You got Picatinny all the way across the top, as well as Picatinny on the front of the rifle and the bottom of it. Now, I personally attached a short dot and then an offset red dot because this is how I would set up my AR for use during a real 3-gun competition. For Airsoft, you don't really want to have the canted sight because when you twist the gun, it kind of throws your hop-up unit all the way off and then you'll get flyers going to the slide to the left or to the right, whichever way you cant your gun. I do, however, like the Raptor Defense short dots. They are very crisp, have a clean reticle on it, and it zooms between 1 and 4 times, which I do really like for Airsoft, so you can zoom in and see your targets at distance. The red dot I have on here is a Lance Tactical T1 red dot. Very clean dot, very consistent, holds 0. I haven't had any issues on it moving at all, and it has 5 brightness levels in red and green as well. Starting from the back of the gun, it comes with a standard crane stock, which actually has a lot of battery space on it. You're able to fit an 11-1, at least the Tenergy 11-1 1000 milliamp stick lipos into each side of the crane stock, which kind of seems like the new style of stocks that people are switching to after PTS released the EPS. A lot of people are starting to do that and starting to mimic that so they can get as much battery space as possible within the stock. Internally, it's going to have a 8mm ball bearing bushing gearbox. It has I believe a 120 spring to get it shooting about 400 feet per second, a rotary style hop-up unit, steel gears, a neo-magnet motor. The gun also features a quick change spring guide, so if you ever want to take this thing indoors, you can absolutely downgrade it pretty quickly for it. You still have to remove the receiver from the gearbox, but it's still a lot faster than having to disassemble the entire thing and then risk, if you guys have ever opened up a gearbox that isn't a quick change spring guide, having it kind of explode on you. It's a kind of embarrassing story. We'll talk about that later. When we were shooting this guy, we were using an 11.1 volt LiPo battery, and the trigger response on this was actually very, very good. I wouldn't say it's comparable to a premium end gun, but definitely I can throw it up in the mid-tier as far as trigger response went. And then range and consistency was pretty good. I wasn't complaining about it, especially for a $135 gun. This was very, very impressive for the performance for that price point. So of course, like any other Lance Tactical, included out of the box, you can get a battery, a charger, magazine, little bag of BBs, cleaning rod, and a patch. So thank you, Lance Tactical, for providing all that for a very low price still and a very good performing gun for that price point. So what do you guys think about 3-gun concept in Airsoft? Do you think it's a cool idea? Do you think it's even practical for Airsoft? I personally think it's very practical because of how lightweight the guns tend to be. The variable zoom optics that you get, you can crank it down to 1 so you're not really needing that extra magnification, but you do have that ability to crank it up and look out a little bit further just to see exactly where your BBs are hitting or even scouting where your opponents are at. Obviously, I personally wouldn't use the canted red dot while playing Airsoft because that'll just ruin accuracy, but it's cool to have on there nonetheless. My name is Michael, this is GI TV, and I'll see you on the next one.